Ladies and gentlemen, we have, as I said last evening, we have no more valuable partnership than the one that we enjoy here at North Carolina Farm Bureau with the American Farm Bureau. We're honored this morning to have with us Juliana Potts, Executive Vice President and Treasurer of the American Farm Bureau. Juliana is an attorney. She was first hired as outside counsel to the American Farm Bureau in 2000. She was named our general counsel in 2004, a position she held until 2009. For the next 2 years, Juliana served as chief counsel for the U.S. Senate Committee on Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry. She returned to the American Farm Bureau in March of 2011 and has held the position of Executive Vice President since October of that year. Juliana Potts and her husband reside in Arlington, Virginia, with their 3 children. Ladies and gentlemen, as a member of the American Farm Bureau's Board of Directors, I've had the privilege to know Juliana and to work closely with her for all of her career. I see, each time that we talk, I see her firm dedication to farmers and to Farm Bureau. We are fortunate, I can tell you, we are fortunate to have Juliana Potts in her position leading the American Farm Bureau. Let's give a warm Farm Bureau welcome to our Executive Director, Juliana Potts. Juliana.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you for that introduction. And it's wonderful to be here with you in North Carolina. I have enjoyed such hospitality and warmth since I've been here, and it's just wonderful to get out of Washington, D.C. I've enjoyed talking to you, hearing about what you're doing here in North Carolina with your Farm Bureau programs, and I am so impressed. Really delighted to have the opportunity to share some thoughts with you about our beloved organization from the national perspective. You heard Senator-elect Tillis talk about Waters of the U.S. Always our partnership with the North Carolina Farm Bureau yields wonderful results on our policy issues. We have done an amazing job together, American and North Carolina Farm Bureau and Farm Bureaus across the country, in pushing back on EPA and telling EPA to ditch the rule. And we are in a fantastic position with this new Congress coming in to continue to work together on that, and I thank you for your partnership on all of our policy issues. I did want to talk with you this morning about trying some new things at the national level in a strategic way. We talk a lot about how we participate in the consumer engagement aspects of what we do and how important that is for us as we continue to have the freedom to farm in this country. So in addition to our advocacy efforts in Congress, in the federal agencies, and in the courts, we've added corporate advocacy to our vocabulary. I'm pleased to report that AFBF is purchasing small numbers of shares in food chain companies, things like packers like Tyson Foods, retailers like Whole Foods, McDonald's, and even Chipotle. So we can have a seat in the room when they have shareholder meetings, and we hope have opportunities to speak up when shareholder initiatives come up that deal with farm production practices. In addition, we're piloting new, exciting technology and social media tools to increase our reach on things like Waters of the U.S. and immigration reform and tax reform. And as a result, we're actually attracting new audiences to Farm Bureau who are coming in not because they're farming, but because they agree with our positions on issues. And we're doing it through technology, and it's producing great results for our organization. Also, we are really doubling down on our efforts in the rural development area. North Carolina Farm Bureau and Larry Wooten were instrumental in getting our rural development activities off the ground several years ago. We're looking at other opportunities to do what we do in Farm Bureau in education and leadership development in rural communities. We're partnering with Georgetown University, based in Washington, D.C., its business school, and with the White House Rural Council to focus our efforts on rural entrepreneurship. We've produced educational webinars using first-class business school resources. We've hosted a national summit on rural entrepreneurship where we brought together leaders, thought leaders, the Secretary of Agriculture, the Small Business Administrator, and rural entrepreneurs in October. We're hosting the first ever Rural Entrepreneurship Challenge in San Diego at our convention. 4 Farm Bureau entrepreneurs will showcase their businesses and new ideas in January and will compete for cash prizes to grow their businesses, and we intend to follow them. Have any of you ever watched the show Shark Tank? Shark Tank is a competition on TV. It's the same kind of concept. A panel of business experts will judge their ideas and give them advice, select a winner, and there will be a People's Choice Award. This is going to be a lot of fun, but it's also really important that we keep our eye on what we intend to do in the future, which is to get real capital and investment in our rural communities. And so by hosting the competition, we hope that we shine a light for the rest of the country and for investors on our rural communities. Another new initiative, AFBF is working with the Farmer Veteran Coalition to develop a mentorship network to pair returning veterans with Farm Bureau members. The membership network has caught the attention of many Farm Bureau leaders who are veterans themselves and who are interested in providing opportunities to young veterans to mentor them who want to come back into farming but who may not have a background in agriculture. These are just a few of the new efforts we are involved in at AFBF at the national level as we look to continue to build our resources in advocacy, education, and leadership development. That trinity that you here in North Carolina are so good at and that we are working on at the national level. As far as Washington is concerned, Farm Bureau is different. You, North Carolina Farm Bureau, together with 49 other states and Puerto Rico, and over 2,800 counties across the country are that difference. Our strength comes from you individuals coming together to engage collectively the way we have been doing it for nearly 100 years. Our elected leaders, our friends, our opponents all understand that we have outsized influence for the size of our industry because we engage members in Washington, Raleigh, in every other state capital, and in thousands of local communities across the country. In addition, consumers want to know more about not just how their food is grown, but by whom. And we're well equipped to answer those questions as well. One example, we have a new effective tool in our advocacy toolbox called the Grassroots Outreach Team. Members of this elite group have served on national Farm Bureau committees and have gone through advanced media and lobbying training for the organization. They've been posting on social media about agricultural issues, emailing members of Congress, testifying at congressional hearings, and blogging about agriculture, directly engaging with consumers in social media space. There are 122 members of the team, and you have 3 of them here in North Carolina, Gwen Pitt, Kathy Lewis, and Sharon Hartman. So if you see any of them here this weekend, this morning, please say thank you for their efforts and keep up the good work. North Carolina Farm Bureau's influence is so evident to me. It was wonderful to see all of your elected leaders and leaders in this state coming together this morning to be in front of you, to want to speak to you, and for you to be present in their offices in Washington, D.C. is equally important. Nothing is more effective than sharing your personal stories and connecting them to the issues that are vitally important to our success. It's much more effective than anything that we in Washington as paid staff could do. You guys make the difference, and when you take the time to engage, it makes all the difference in the world. North Carolina Farm Bureau also contributes to the overall success of the organization at the national level through the service of your president, Larry Wooten. There has been no better or more committed leader for our organization than Larry. As a member of our board of directors and chairman of our finance committee, Larry's opinion carries great weight, and he has a lot of responsibility. So Larry, thank you for everything you do for American Farm Bureau and for supporting me in my efforts at Farm Bureau. Does it feel to you that we've reached a critical point in the conversation about food and agriculture in this country? It feels that way to me. Congressman McIntyre said it really well this morning. We need vision. We need a vision for what we want to be in agriculture and what we want for our country. I think in Farm Bureau, we must ask ourselves, what is Farm Bureau's role in our vision for the future? I'm a mom. I have 3 children, twin girls, Ella and Olivia, and a son, Duke. They're 11 and 8. I love those kids more than anything, and it's my most important job. I therefore am deeply committed to getting it right for them. I believe that there's a lot more in this country that unites us than divides us when it comes to taking care of not just our own, but all children, now and in the future. People all over the world want their families to enjoy nutritious and abundant food, good living conditions, educational opportunities, and the best quality of life they can afford. American agriculture is key to satisfying these universal needs and desires of all parents and all people. We in this room bear a moral responsibility to ensuring generations of children will be able to thrive as the world population grows rapidly. The future food security for the world means that American agriculture has to continue to innovate, adapt, and improve, as has occurred for thousands of years, and as you in this room well know in your own operations. Food, energy, clothing, housing materials, and a sustainable environment, all necessities for a good future, all depend on agriculture. So again, what is our desired future for agriculture and for this country? What's our vision? This is going to sound a little like a manifesto, and maybe that's okay. We believe in a future where the farm economy is strong and enhanced by public policy that creates the opportunity for growth. Capital and credit are flowing in farm country, and agriculture receives a rate of return on investment that is competitive with the most robust sectors of the economy. Amen to that. We believe farming is not just a career path, but a calling that is dynamic, rewarding, and attractive to young people, and that the sophisticated business of farming utilizes skills, technology, and tools that are readily accessible to farmers. We believe that the strength of production agriculture encourages the growth and development of supporting industries, providing a dynamic and growing rural economy, encouraging young people to go back to their rural communities because the quality of life there is superior. Again, I have a personal stake in this. My children will inherit my husband's farm in Louisiana, cotton and peanuts. They don't get to spend a lot of time there, but I want what we do in Farm Bureau and in agriculture to make that a valuable choice for them in the future, and I would be most pleased if any one of the 3 of them decided to go back and farm. We believe in a future where all people appreciate that running a modern farm is a complex business. Farmers have earned the public's trust and are viewed as competent, capable, and conscientious stewards of our natural resources, that they enjoy a sense of security about their continuing freedom to operate within a regulatory framework that is sensible, fair, and effective. Now, we got a lot of work to do on that one. We believe in a future where consumers feel confident in the food they eat and feed their families. They trust it. They trust the way it was grown. They have reliable resources about information on how their food and energy are produced and the connection of farming to their own lives. They enjoy tremendous choice, and they pay a premium for that choice, and farmers benefit from those higher prices. Farmers support the choices of other farmers about what to produce and how to produce it. That vision must become a reality if American agriculture is to fulfill its global role in ensuring our children's future. So we in Farm Bureau have work to do to continue the innovations that have allowed production to increase while inputs, use of natural resources, and acreage has decreased. Agriculture needs to attract the brightest students, the best leaders, maintain trust of consumers, and continue to keep in place public policies that allow farmers to thrive. This will happen on several fronts, I believe: advocacy, education, and leadership development. That trinity, Farm Bureau is so good at. Is there any other organization than Farm Bureau that's better equipped to get us from where we are now to that desired future? I say no. Farm Bureau is the voice of agriculture, and agriculture needs Farm Bureau to be strong, healthy, and effective. This is what excites me. It's what inspires me. It's what challenges me every day. We need to reach out to new generations of people who want to participate in our cause, feeding, clothing, and sustaining our children in generations to come. And for me, it's personal, as I know it is to each and every one of you in the room. Together, we've got this, and the future could not be brighter. Thank you for all the good things you're achieving. I had the pleasure of learning about your LEAD program, what you're doing with the Keenan Fellows, your YF&R, your Women, your Ag in the Classroom programs, all your strong county activities. You have many reasons to be Farm Bureau proud as members and leaders. Few organizations have the reach that we have, the inspired grassroots leadership, or the vision we have for the future. Thank you for taking time away from your farms and families to be here. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for having me in North Carolina. I have really, really enjoyed it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you can agree with me that one of the great things is I think American farmers, North Carolina farmers, deserve to have the very best working for you and representing your interests. And I hope you agree with me that we have that in Juliana Potts. I know she does a good job every day. She is sincere, she is dedicated, and she strives and has vision to do a good job for this organization.